So please give it up for Good Food Nation, y'all. Good Food Nation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mariam Shalabi, and I'm extremely excited to present to you a social media campaign to fuel a public health movement that we began 2 days ago and we hope to continue for the rest of the year. Our primary goal is to address food insecurities in our communities by empowering people to volunteer for organizations that are actively addressing these needs. My team is Travis Dobson, Mason Bussey, Jasmine Gaylord, Jacob Lungu, and Aaron Broussard. So in my home city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I have run a local food pantry in a food desert for the past 2.5 years. And one client that comes to mind when I think about who I serve in this community is Annie Roberts. And I've changed her name here for privacy purposes, but I'd like to tell you a little bit about this wonderful woman who I see come into my pantry every month. She is a mother of 6 children, suffers from obesity, and is wheelchair bound, in addition to being responsible for taking care of her aging parents. She has trouble getting transportation to supermarkets and actually wheels all the way up the steep Pittsburgh hill to get to our food pantry every month. And the sad thing is that, like her, 23 million Americans live in food deserts, which are areas that have limited access to healthy, affordable food. So in order to find out what those who can do something about food deserts think about food deserts, we surveyed 51 young students and other youth to see what came to mind. And this is a word map of the responses that they gave us in these 51 interviews. And as you can see, they are associated with no good supermarkets and a lack of healthy options. In addition, there was a 6% discrepancy between people who had heard the term food desert and those who knew what it was. So, since young adults ages 18 to 24 are statistically 22% of American volunteers, we decided to ask those young adults to step forward and be part of the change. So, to tell you more about how we are doing that, my colleague Mason Bussey will explain.
Thank you, Miriam. So the first part of our social media campaign is See Something. We already have an Instagram campaign where we focus on information about food insecurity, as long as we also take pictures about actual places that are food insecure, meaning that they don't have an actual grocery store with healthy food, affordable food within a mile. We currently actually live in a food insecure area. The West End is a food insecure area, and we're going to post it with the hashtag Why No Food. Now, we're not simply just a social media campaign, we're a social media movement, where we light the fire and our volunteers and our constituents actually burn it and they spread the movement. So after posting about with hashtag Why No Food, our volunteers, those young people, will see this and be inspired. They'll be inspired to be a part of our campaign, a part of our movement, and post their own pictures in their own areas, such as the Popeyes right up the street in the West End, which is currently actually a food desert, with the hashtag Why No Food. Similarly, on the other end, they can post areas that actually act as food oases in food deserts, meaning that they actually carry nutritious food inside of an area that's a food desert, with the hashtag We Found Food, so that the people that are actually in these deserts can see areas where they can go to actually get nutritious food. After being a part of our campaign, they'll be able to hit a link in our bio to take them to our website, where they'll be able to see who we are, what a food desert is, more information on that, and what they can do. When they click the link on what they can do, we isolated 6 cities with the highest food deserts in the country, and we've posted links on what they can do and how they can be involved, and how they can actually take proactive steps to decrease and help solve this problem. We've posted multiple links for multiple volunteer programs that actually focus on decreasing food deserts and helping this problem. Currently, we're actually working on getting more and more cities on this list, so it's not just limited to this city, as long as there's also a national link where they can, for national programs that they can be involved. This takes us to our third prong, which is do something. So after they've posted, after they've seen, they can then continue the cycle and do something. So they can take pictures of themselves while they're on these own volunteering, while they're volunteering for these other agencies to solve food deserts with the hashtag #GiveFood, where they actually can volunteer at a community garden or the likes of that, and actually spread the awareness, starting the cycle again, where some other people can see, other people can post, and then other people can do. And now to talk about any similar campaigns and similar partnerships, I'm going to hand it off to you.
So a similar campaign to ours would be the Do Something organization. Do Something organization pairs volunteers with a plethora of different opportunities that they can give back, whether that be voter registration, community, like other just community service projects. The main difference between us and them is that we're specifically aimed at addressing the issue of food deserts. So potential partners include Instacart as well as Amazon Fresh. These are grocery delivery services that would provide fresh produce and things that they can't necessarily get easy access to in these food deserts. We also have Helping Hands. We also thought of Michelle Obama as an excellent celebrity partnership because during her time as First Lady, she was extremely dedicated to promoting healthy eating habits and things like that. Last but definitely not least, would absolutely love to partner with Gooder. So Gooder is targeted at eliminating food waste by taking excess that restaurants and things like that have and getting volunteers to drive the leftover food that they have that they don't use and bring them directly into these communities that need them most. And so they're currently looking for volunteers to actually go pick up the food and deliver it to these organizations, and we hope that with the types of links and access that we provide, that we're able to provide them with volunteers to carry out their mission. Again, we are Good Food Nation. We thank you all so much for listening, and we empower you all to get involved within our cause.